I think one of the things that made FAT innovative was a willingness to engage with tastes that we didn't like. And I think that's an incredibly creative methodology, actually, because it makes you really look at things and analyse, what is it I don't like about this? And of course, you eventually get to like the things that you didn't like before. My name's Sean Griffiths, I'm an architect, and I'm sitting in the Blue House, which is a house I designed in Hackney in London, completed in 2002. And it was the first building of my practice, FAT, which gained a bit of a reputation for quirky architecture, I suppose. We came across this site, which is quite close to where we were living. We were specifically looking for a site. This area at the time was not like it is now. It was quite run down, a lot of derelict buildings, and the site itself was a former metalworker's yard. Lynn Kinnear, who was my partner at the time, she was a landscape architect, and this was a project that we both wanted to do, to one, do a project together, and two, really to get my career off the ground. Lynn and I had a daughter, Lily, and she was probably around about 2 years old when we bought the site, and was about 6 years old when we moved into the building. So a lot of the qualities of the design, I think, come out of the fact that we had a young child at that time.
I'm Lily, and this is the house that I grew up in that was designed by my dad, Sean Griffiths. I mean, my first memories of the house were actually of the house being built. I was 5 years old when the house was finished. I remember coming to it when it was just a building site, and it's sort of already feeling quite a fun playground. I mean, the outside of the house is basically a child's drawing of a house and a block of offices behind it.
The house evolved quite a lot during its lifetime. Initially, it was a house with an office in it, which is part of the reason why it looks like it does. It's like a miniature office building with a house stuck on the front.
My dad is a very playful person. I think with his architecture, that was what he was always trying to kind of rail against, is this idea of good taste. I guess a sort of rebellious teenager-like spirit of, you say that this is what is good, so I'm going to do the opposite.
The driving forces behind setting up FAT and developing its ethos, I think that it was a condition of the time. You know, it was set up in 1991. You had things like the Young British Artists happening, and the beginnings of what became cool Britannia in the 90s. But we certainly brought an attitude that was very questioning of the kind of architecture that was being built at the time. And I guess, if I'm honest, we were trying to upset people. We were trying to upset other architects, and in that we were very successful. The name of the practice, Fashion Architecture Taste. Fashion was about things that change quickly. Architects tend to deny that it has anything to do with fashion, but we see all the time that fashions change in architecture. And taste was really about challenging the idea that architects always make these kinds of spaces that look very beautiful, but perhaps no one can actually live in them, particularly if they make a mess like we do in this family. I think this house is not necessarily something everyone would like, but I think what's interesting is that even those who don't like it, they have to take it seriously, because there's some serious architectural ideas in here. Lily was probably a little too young to be totally involved in the design, but as the house was being built, she certainly asserted herself.
I was obsessed with balconies for some reason when I was a child. So there is a sort of interior balcony here, probably because my dad really didn't want to slap a balcony on the outside. I also really love all the curves in the house. All of the corners are curved, which I think is really beautiful. I think in terms of how many different functions the house has, that's a lot to do with my mum. My mum was a big project person.
Lynn was very much the client, and I think it's probably to its benefit slightly more restrained, although people might find that difficult to believe, than it otherwise would have been because of Lynn's influence. I probably would have had, 1970s wallpaper all over the place. I think the house definitely couldn't have happened without Lynn's involvement. As any young architect will tell you, it's very, very difficult persuading people to let you design their buildings for them. So this gave my career and the career of Fat a huge shot in the arm. About 7 or 8 years ago, we built what was always intended to be part of the design, the room I'm sitting in now, which looks out onto a roof terrace here. The design of this part of the house, which has pebble dash on the outside and has a pebbly garden, is really inspired by places like Dungeness, particularly the pebble dash. And again, that's not something that many architects use these days.
Someone once said to me that it feels kind of like you're on a ship, which does make a lot of sense because there's also that kind of seaside element of it upstairs. It was inspired by Derek Jarman's house in Dungeness. It will be hard to leave the house behind. It feels like the right thing because at the moment it's just me. My mum did used to live here. Unfortunately, she passed away a couple years ago. Even though it's the most magical house, it's feeling a little bit big for me now. So I think it's probably time that I move on somewhere else.
Lynn was as successful, if not more successful, a landscape architect as I was as an architect. Her legacy lives on, not just in this house, but she designed lots of amazing places in London. Just up the road from here is Walthamstow Wetlands, which is probably her greatest triumph as a landscape architect. But also in this house, the signs of Lynn's personality are all over the place. So yeah, it's as much her place as it is my design, I think, really.
What reminds my mum most is really just the way that the house is arranged. The garden is so much a part of the house. She would always sit by the big sliding doors and look at the birds outside.
The house will obviously have a new custodian, which, it's bittersweet for us. I think for us it's time to move on from it. What we hope is that whoever would like to buy this house, would like to live in it, would enjoy it for what it is. It's a very distinctive house with lots of personality.
It's very, very precious to me, and it always will be. But I think someone else can have the chance to enjoy it now.
I think one of the things that I have always enjoyed that people have said is that it comes across as a place to live in. It doesn't come across as something that is just this sort of precious artwork. It's a place that people can live in, and it feels like a home. And I think somehow by some miracle, when I was still a relatively young person, I managed to get that right here.